Yeah, what we tell them? Go, birds, go, birds, go, birds, go, birds. Put in work, put in work, put in work. Touchdown, hurts. Yeah, up in the link, you know what's going down. If you touch down in Philly, Hurts, he gon' shake the defenders. Scramble out the pocket, touchdown, then hit the gritty. You know big play slate, lock him down all day. And by the way, you know that boy AJ always open and going for more than 1K. So what we lost in the Super Bowl, it's all good cause Hurts gon' take us back. It's only right that we run it back. I mean just look at all our running backs. All the pressure, we gon' handle that. All it did was make diamonds. All off season we was grinding. It ain't too late, it's perfect timing. Fly equals fly, working overtime. We gon' hold up that Lombardi. We don't listen to the critics. We just ball and make them feel sorry. Got a lot of heart like Rocky. We got weapons like Dawkins. We got dogs like Carter. This year it's time to go hard.
What's up, y'all? And welcome to another edition, for real this time, of the Jalen Freaking Hurts podcast with your boy Cool Cat Connor. Here on this podcast, no, unless your name is Jalen Freaking Hurts, no one is coming in. I ban, right. And we also talk 95% of Jalen Freaking Hurts, with just a hint of Philadelphia Eagles and less interruptions.
Acknowledge me!
I, Cool Cat Connor, officially acknowledge Jalen Freaking Hurts as my franchise quarterback.
Acknowledge me!
Jalen Hurts. Let's see if he can get something going. There's Hurts. He's back. Fire. Touchdown! They really came out on fire. Hurts.
He is in such control.
Hurts. What a fight by Jalen Hurts. Beautiful throw by Hurts. 3 rushing touchdowns.
Give me a little more of that.
Boy, that hurts. Boy, did he make magic happen.
Jalen Hurts, number 1.
That really hurts.
All right. Now we can tell y'all the truth, which is going to hurt some of y'all. And the truth is, he's the king of the North. And he owns the North. I want y'all to think about this for a moment. Did he play his best game? I know Mike will come up here sooner or later and say he didn't. And talk about AJ. But we ain't going to do that. Did Jalen play his best game? No. No, he didn't. Right? He didn't play his best game. I will concede. Jalen freaking Hurts did not play his best game. Right? But like he said to Chris Jones, right, who came up here, you didn't have 100 yards. We won the fucking game. Yes, Jalen freaking Hurts did not play well. I know you're watching, Mike. Jalen freaking Hurts did not play well. But we won that fucking game. We won the game. We won the game. Do I want them to score more than? Of course I knew you was coming back. And I knew you was coming back. I knew you was coming back, Mike. Because when it comes to Jalen freaking Hurts, Mike, you so badly want to give that man an F. Right? And I'm giving him a B minus. I can't go that far. Yeah. I'm all right. We'll get to him. We got plenty of time to talk about him. Yeah, and Jalen will tell you best. Defense wins championships. Mike loved the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike, tell everybody who your team is? Because a lot of people think you're a fan of a different team. Mike is a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike, can you please tell the people what team you represent? Because they think that you're a fan of another team. Because he didn't cost us the game. He didn't play well, but I'm giving him a B. I said B minus. Mike don't act like it. Mike act like he listens to WIP too much. Mike, if you want to respond to this, you can. But the reason I'm giving him a B minus is because we won the game. Think about this. This is the third time he beat the Green Bay Packers. Right? He beat the Green Bay Packers 3 times. Damn. So Mike is really Eagles fan. I'm 58. I started getting to watching football till 1979. They really think you're not an Eagles fan, Mike. Damn. Now, I believe you're an Eagles fan because you keep saying, right, I believe you're an Eagles fan, but man, everybody else, though. Now, Mike, I will say this. There was some throws that Jalen Hurts need to make, right? But at the end of the day, this is the reason why I'm giving Jalen freaking Hurts a B minus. Did he play well? Absolutely not. Does the guy things to clean up? Yes. Even him will say that. But the reason we won the game. I can be mad at him. I can. Yeah, and the fumble killed us. The fumble killed us. If you watch Cool Cat Mitch Mike, you saw it. I was pissed off after that fumble. Right. Let's be respectful in the chat, by the way. Let's be respectful. All right, let's all be respectful. Let's not take shots. Mike, just say you're an Eagles fan, so we can move on to talk about Jalen. Let's not take shots at each other. So that's why I'm giving Jalen a B-. That fumble killed us. Yeah, there's homers. I will concede that. There's people that drink the Kool-Aid. I'm not a homer. I'm half homer, half realist. There's homers out there that will drink the Kool-Aid, but even after listening to age, like, the offense needs work. Let's agree. The offense really needs work. Right? Right. For me, I'm an entertainer, and I love the Philadelphia Eagles. That's just me. Right? But think about this. This is why I say that Jalen freaking Hurts owns the North. We don't need to talk about this game. I mean, we is, but let's get back to the truth hurts. A lot of things need to be fixed. But the reason I say Jalen freaking Hurts owns the North, that's 4 versus Green Bay. That's 4. Right? 22, twice in 24, one time today. So that's 4. 2 times versus Minnesota and the Lions. And of course, there's the Bears. No. That's 3 times. I forgot about this year versus Minnesota. So this man is 10-0. 4 times versus the Packers. 3 times versus Minnesota. 2 times versus the Detroit Lions, about to be 3. And 1 time versus the Bears. This man is 10-0. If the Philadelphia Eagles was in the NFC North, as bad and garbage that he's playing, as bad and garbage that this offense is playing. Seven and 2, baby. 7-2. On top of the NFC East and on top of the NFC. 7-2. As bad and garbage as this offense is. Mike, think about this, right? Yes, Jalen Hurts got some work to do as well. You're right about that. Packers. Rams, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bucks. People got their eyes on the Minnesota Vikings. Those are the teams that could potentially, well, not the Cowboys, but yeah, the rest of them, the Chiefs, Rams, Bucks, Packers, Minnesota. 5 of those teams could be in the playoffs this year. And Jalen freaking Hurts beat every single one of them. Not by himself, with the whole team, of course. But it's in the record book that Jalen freaking Hurts won that game. Yeah, no. Yeah, yep. They beat the Packers. They beat the Bucks. And they beat the Chiefs on the road. Do y'all know how hard it is to beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead? Do y'all know how hard it is to beat the Bucks in Tampa Bay? You gotta be a real tough mother to beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Tampa Bay, Arrowhead, Lambeau Field. 3-0. This man right here came out on top. Right here. Yes, Mike. Yes, yeah, Eagles Nation. Jalen freaking Hurts got some work to do. I will concede to that. Right? Vikings too. You see, Mike, we here. We don't always agree on Jalen, but we here. We here. We here, Mike. You get it. Mike, we here. We here. Skill. Thank you, Mike. Does Jalen freaking Hurts got work to do? Yes. But in Arrowhead and Lambeau and in Minnesota and in Tampa Bay, who walked out of that stadium on top? Pause. Jalen freaking Hurts and the Birds. So yes. Yes, he got work to do. Yes, that wasn't his best performance, but he went to Lambeau and won. Exactly. And I respect you. Just because I don't like Jalen doesn't mean I'm not a fan. Exactly. Right. So in the end of the day, and speaking of which, and Mike, you'll agree with me on this. We should be thankful we even have a quarterback. Mike, you remember all these other quarterbacks before we had Jalen? Right? Right after we had Donovan. Michael Vick, Nick Foles, Sam Darnold, Mark Sanchez, Carson Wentz. Right after Donovan left, all these quarterbacks until we found Jalen. Mike, you remember them days. You remember them days, Mike, Be thankful we have a quarterback. Because look at all the quarterbacks we had to deal with before we found Jalen and after we lost Donovan to the Commanders. Exactly. After we lost Donovan to the Commanders. Look at all these quarterbacks. No, it wasn't Sam Darnold. Who? Y'all sure? Oh, Sam Bradford. My bad. Thanks, Mike. We had Sam Bradford. We had Mark Sanchez. We had Nick Foles and Michael Vick. We had Carson Wentz. Who else we had? Before Jalen and after Donovan. In between Donovan and Jalen. Who do we have? We had Carson, Bradford, Sanchez, Vince Young. Be thankful you guys have a quarterback. The New York Jets are asking themselves, do they have a quarterback? Exactly. The New York Jets are asking themselves, do they have a quarterback? And what's their record? The New Orleans Saints are asking, do they have a quarterback? What's their record? The Dallas Cowboys are questioning Dak Prescott. They say MVP. What's Jerry Jones doing to help him? The New York Giants think they got a quarterback, and what they do? They fired their head coach. The Washington Commanders are getting JD5 hurt. The Seattle Seahawks is asking if Sam Darnold is the quarterback. The Minnesota Vikings is asking themselves if J.J. McCarthy is their quarterback. You got a quarterback controversy in San Francisco between Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. And Brock Purdy. People is questioning, is Kyler Murray the quarterback of the Cardinals? Does the Atlanta Falcons got a quarterback? And that's what I'm talking about, Mike. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Mike loved Donovan McNabb back in the day. Y'all know how I feel about Jalen freaking Hurts. But Mike and I can agree on one thing. Thank God we have had a quarterback. Because look at all these teams that's looking. Look at all these teams that's looking for a quarterback, asking questions. The 49ers is having a quarterback controversy with Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Kyler Murray might be going playing baseball. And I appreciate you, Mike, because like I said, this is what I'm trying to say. We can have our differences with Jalen. We can go back and forth with Jalen. But thank God you got a quarterback because look at all these other teams looking. You have one. YouTube. Right, you have one. You have one. Is he perfect? No. Neither was Mike Vick. Neither was Nick Foles. Neither was Carson Wentz or Sam Bradford or Mark Sanchez or Vince Young or all these other quarterbacks before Jalen and after Donovan McNabb. Be thankful we have a quarterback, y'all. Is he perfect? No. Thank God you got one. Because, oh my God. Do you want to be the Philadelphia Eagles whose quarterback is leading you to playoffs every year and Super Bowls? Or do you want to be the Jets? Do you want to be the Saints? Exactly. Do you want to be the Philadelphia Eagles whose quarterback is taking y'all to the playoffs? Think about this. Mike, you're going to love this. And I'm not buttering you up, but you might like this. You want to know when the last time the Philadelphia Eagles had you want to know the last time the NFC East had a back-to-back division winner? Since the 03-04 Philadelphia Eagles led by Mike Green's quarterback, Donovan McNabb. I had to restart because I owe y'all this. That's why. Yeah. Y'all do know that Jalen freaking Hurts, if things go according to plan these next 8 games, Jalen freaking Hurts could be the first quarterback in the history of this franchise since Donovan McNabb to go back-to-back NFC East championships. Since Mike Green's quarterback, Donovan McNabb. The NFC East has never had a back-to-back winner since 03-04. Guess who can be the first one to do it? Since Donovan McNabb 03-04, y'all. Since 03-04, we had from 2001 to 2004, the Philadelphia Eagles have won the division multiple times. This could be the first time since it's been a long time, y'all. Exactly. It's been a long time since the NFC East had a back-to-back division winner. Since 04. Jalen freaking Hurts, despite his flaws, despite all that, can be the first man since 04 to win this division back-to-back. Dak Prescott had a chance to do it, failed. Tony Romo had a chance to do it, failed. Eli Manning had a chance to do it, failed. Don't get me started with the Washington team's quarterbacks, failed. Yeah, Carson Wentz had an opportunity. We know what happened. Since Jalen freaking Hurts himself had an opportunity. Right. Had an opportunity from 2022 to 2023. We know what happened. The Cowboys won in 2023. We won it in 2024 and won the Super Bowl. This is the first time you have an opportunity. You're 7-2. You handle business. You're the first ones. So let's go ahead and let's listen to quarterback one. He had a lot to say today because people won't stop talking about AJ. And I like what AJ Brown said. I stand with him because we all agree that the offense needs work. The offense needs fixing. My only issue with it, now I'm going to go, while I set this up, let me go brief with this A.J. Brown stuff that I know people want to talk about. My only issue with the whole A.J. Brown thing is I only have one issue with it. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? While I set this up, what y'all think is going to happen tomorrow? That's the only reason why I'm a little upset about it. What do y'all think is going to happen tomorrow? Right. Right. And it has nothing to do with what A.J. Brown did. I respect what he did. I'm okay with what he did. It's just, I know what's going to happen tomorrow. I hope not, Mike. That's the only issue I have with the AJ. I stand with him. The offense needs work. I will concede to that. But my only issue with him is what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to ask y'all a question before I play Jalen. Yeah, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Get up. First take. Good Morning Football. The Herd. First things first. Speak Easy. Nightcap. What do you think they're going to talk about? Nightcap already started. Nightcap already started. Already. But tomorrow, on all the shows I just said before we play Jalen, what do you think they're going to talk about? Is they going to talk about Eagles of Detroit? Are they going to talk about the two teams that could potentially fight for... I have a real feeling too, because again, like, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Tomorrow, will they talk about Eagles in Detroit? Nope. Eagles in Detroit is going to be in the back burner. I guarantee you. Hey, thank you. Thank you. And that's my issue with AJ. I don't have a problem with what he said. Not one bit. I thank him for opening up and talking about this. My issue with him is there's a big game this Sunday. There is a big game on Sunday. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Right? Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Carrie Underwood. All right, Sunday night, where are you? I've been waiting all day for a Sunday night. They ain't gonna talk about that. Yep, I'm going to the game, me and Simone. But they won't talk about Sunday Night Football on NBC. I mean, you're going to hear the press conference now from Jalen. I bet you they barely said anything about Detroit. They didn't. They did the same thing with Nick Sirianni. The one thing that they're going to talk about tomorrow It ain't AJ. I mean, it's going to be AJ. Yeah, I'm going to that game. Unfortunately, I'm going. Yep. Hell, 94 WIP ate that ish up already. Wait till tomorrow. And that's my issue with AJ. It's nothing that she said. It's nothing that she did. The media, we're supposed to be talking about Detroit versus the Eagles. Instead, the media is going to, and this is, I guarantee you this is going to happen. Not for Mike. Not for Mike. I'm talking about the media. The media is going to twist what A.J. Brown said. They're going to twist it. They're going to twist it into a pretzel. And they're going to use that against your quarterback. I guarantee. I guarantee. They're going to twist what A.J. Brown said. And you know who he's going to talk about. They're going to talk about. Speaking of QB1, let's see how many A.J. Brown comments that he going to get. I'll be right back. Ask yourself this. How many A.J. Brown comments he's going to get? I want y'all to count for me, and I'll be right back. All right. Shout out to Sis, by the way. Count how many times you hear the word AJ and how many times you hear the word Detroit. I'll be right back.
Something you improvised, or was that within the structure of the play?
It was
By
standard
the way,
operating
shout out to
procedure within
Jalen
the play. It was a play we made
Hurst for
a
rocking
ton
the
of times
Guantanamo
and
Bay hoodie.
didn't
I
make it
would
that time.
let y'all see it,
In retrospect, would it be
but
something that you
yeah.
would do again,
Shout out to
considering the
QB1 for rocking the
circumstances of that
Guantanamo
moment?
Bay hoodie.
Well, I think when Coach called a timeout,
How many times he going to say AJ?
when Coach called a timeout, you get a fire in you when you see that level of confidence in us to go out there and execute. And that was a big moment in the game. Reminds me of the many moments we've had. You look back at the Cleveland Browns game, just a different down. Where you're aggressive and you got to make a play and you put yourself in that position, and it's just a play we didn't make. But I love the mentality that we have with it. I think, if anything, it's an opportunity to grow, build, and, find particulars on things so we can have that true alignment in what we do in situations and 1st and 10 and 3rd down, whatever it is. And so when we reflect on those things, we just look at it as a growth opportunity.
I know you have a certain level of freedom at the line of scrimmage. Is that a situation where you're checking to a certain look for AJ or a certain route?
No. I just operate within what's standard in our offense and what we do. I think the biggest thing is having alignment in what we do coming in. And so I think everybody was on the same page with that. And it's an opportunity for us to grow, collectively.
Jalen, I only bring this up because someone thought it might be a good idea to maybe try a pooch punt in that situation. Have you ever done anything like that before?
Are we still talking about this?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
No, have you ever done it? Or?
Well, I think in hindsight, I have done that. Yes, I have. In high school, I pooch kicked a couple different times. My pops was the last one that told me to do that one. So ain't nobody else asked me to do that since. But yeah.
In that situation, though, maybe you think it might be a good idea. Maybe.
It's a matter of trust, man. Like, is a glass half empty or is it half full? It's a team sport. You play collectively as a unit. Defense played lights out. It was the defensive battle this past week. And obviously, when you have your opportunities to strike on offense, you want to take advantage of them. But ultimately, it's a matter of trust. It's a matter of alignment. It's a matter of everybody being on the same page, going out there and executing. And that was one of the plays that we didn't execute. ultimately we executed enough to win the game. And so I look at it from a bird's eye view of that and say, well, when you're playing team ball, you got to lean on the person next to you. You got to lean on the person next to you, and that's how this season has run its course a bit. It's been winning in a lot of different ways. It's been truly about the collective of that and playing together. And so I'm glad we were able to find a way to win.
I'm not sure if the AJ Brown comments got back to you that he made on social media, but about just kind of where he is in the season, frustration. And he just told us in the locker room that he wasn't going to apologize for that, and he does feel that way. And where do you stand in terms of getting him more involved in the offense?
Yeah, I know you got to ask those questions, and I have a lot of respect for that. And I think my focus always gears back to what the group is doing and what the collective is. Obviously, AJ plays a pivotal role in what we've been and what we've done, and so we just have to continue to grow with that every day. I know he's talked about having a growth mindset and embracing that, and so we just need that mentality as we go throughout this season and try and get to where we're trying to go.
So from your perspective, when the efficiency is not there, from your perspective, like in Green Bay, can you put a finger on that versus, say a Minnesota or a Giants game when you guys are performing at that kind of optimal level?
Yeah, I think we're still searching for those things. Obviously, we're always a work in progress. And so we're always trying to get better. We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to figure things out. And that's just the mentality we have to have regardless of what it looks like, right? It doesn't matter what the performance is or what the outcome is. It's truly about the process. And so if we can just have that mentality, come together, approach every day with a great mentality and some diligence and just put forth the effort, everything will be what it's supposed to be. Hopefully that answers your question.
There are stretches. There were obviously a really long stretch in the Green Bay game, and I think the Cowboys game where AJ isn't targeted at all. I know obviously you're going through your progressions and everything like that, but does there come a point you make a conscious decision? Okay, I gotta look for AJ. I gotta make sure he's involved. How does that work?
It's just a matter of going through the progressions and trying to stay disciplined what I'm doing and going out there and executing the offense.
His frustrations have been voiced after wins on multiple occasions now. Are you good with that?
We've got the Detroit Lions, so I'm gonna definitely put a halt to that. I think the more we drive that, the more of a distraction it becomes, and I think ultimately it's about the group. And so things have been what they've been, and they are where they are. We are who we are as a team. We're all we got, and we all we need. And so in terms of who we have this week, we got a really good opponent coming into town, a team that is, if I can only imagine, has been waiting on the opportunity to play us, given history and given how good they've been. Been a great team, great organization, great coach, and great culture. And so my energy, my focus is purely focused on trying to be the best that I can be this week, trying to lead this offense in a way that we need to be led and be the leader I need to be in this time.
Following up on that about the Lions and Eagles, there's an interesting comparison in terms of wins. Since 2022, you two are the only two franchises with 40 or more in that span in the NFC. Have you figured out or seen any similarities in the way things are run, organized, that has allowed the success that you both have?
Yeah, I see. Physical.
Physical, whether it comes from coaching, organizationally.
Physicality. I'm sorry. Physicality is what I'm saying. Physicality, play with great intensity, and I just think they got a great mentality about themselves. And so, I got a lot of respect for this team. I mean, we hadn't been able to match up with them in the last 2 years, but, it's hard to miss all the success that they've had. So
Detroit, finally,
something that we hold in high regard. I got a lot of respect for this team coming in. We got to come ready to play.
As a follow-up to that, for some of these top of the conference teams, whether it's the Rams, the Packers, these are teams you see a lot. The Lions are unfamiliar. You haven't seen them really since what, 22? So is the process this week different? And the fact that it's a truncated week, does that change it at all?
No, it doesn't change it. I think the experiences you have to lean on maybe are a bit more distant because it was week 1 of 2022. So all of those things are in mind. You know, we just prepare as we prepare for any team. It's a really good team, really good defense. They're very disruptive, tight end man coverage. And then on offense, they got playmakers everywhere, and they're very efficient in what they do. So as a team, you know, we're just preparing and going about it that way and trying to prepare our best so we're ready for Sunday night.
Take 2 more questions. You talked about leadership, you know, and when things aren't going well, you know, how do you handle that? And you have so many stars on the team that maybe aren't getting fed the way they normally.
It's about living it. It's about living it. Living it. You got to live it. You live it. You set the example. You give forth the effort, and you go about it in that way. And ultimately, it settles itself.
Typically, you have to prepare for defense, Aiden Hutchinson and company. But when you look at their offense, is there a greater sense of urgency knowing you may have to score some points this week?
I think all the offenses these days, honestly, I think less to make it about them. Got a lot of respect for them. I think for us, as we try and identify our niche and what we do on offense, kind of a follow-up to your last question. And I think, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect game. Even in the game that was deemed perfect, there were still opportunities to grow in, opportunities that we maybe could have taken advantage of. And so collectively as a group, when you talk about the flow, you talk about a rhythm, those are the things that add up to that consistency that you like. And I think for us, we've been able to win in a ton of different ways. And I do think that impacts us a little bit on the backside because you don't see the same thing all the time. But is it half empty or is it half full? You guys will decide that. I think it's only trending forward. I think it's a lot of opportunity to learn from those things and be the team we desire, be the offense we desire. But ultimately, it comes down to team ball. You know, team ball. Last week, it had me thinking about what I've always believed: defense wins championships. So we got to play together as a team. Offense, we got to go out there and play efficient ball and be productive what we do and put points on the board. But a lot of respect to that opponent we played, and I got a lot of respect for this opponent that's coming in. And so hopefully we can just take a step, continue to take steps like we have.
There you go. There you go. I bet you said AJ multiple times, y'all. Multiple times. So, all right, y'all. With that being said, I know you're tired. I know I got another live stream getting ready to come up. So I'm going to get ready for that. I appreciate most of y'all for coming in. Thank y'all. After that, I will be better. Trust me, I will be better. Okay? There you go. 5 times. See, I told you. I told you. 5 times. Didn't I tell y'all? 5. I told you it was told. Thank you. But yeah, man, we'll talk about it more on Broad Street Ballistic coming up. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and comment to Birds of Broad Street, Cool Cat Mitch. Y'all still them boys. My channel. Hopefully y'all love the new logo. Shout out to my guy for hooking me up. All right, I appreciate y'all, man. I will be better. I will be better. And with that being said, fly, Eagles fly, go Birds, and don't forget when you walk out to
Acknowledge me!
Sirianni calling shots.
Yo, Sirianni caught a shot. Jalen throwing dots. Couple seconds on the clock. AJ off the slot.